Stain stabbed him many times, looking like he died. With the last of Christian's dying breath, moves his fingers to the left, in front of, behind Stain. Stain goes, huh? And sees Christian just sitting there just standing there. He goes, Christmas. He says, did you think a petty attack like that would kill me? He says, what the? But I stabbed you. Christian says, you thought you stabbed me. Snaps his fingers and then he turns into confetti. He goes, I'll use a decoy. Black flames from both hands using dual flames. Dual flames is when he shoots flames out of both of his hands. He goes, dual flames! And hits Stain, burning him up. Christian goes for a strategy where he goes in and wears him down by tapping him on the back, which involves the black fire burning up his insides. He Smasha! But Stain jumps up so Deku hits him in the stomach, and Deku kills him. But somehow Stain's still alive. Christian ties him up and he tries to heal him with all he's got. He tells Todoroki to freeze his insides, so then he'll be able to do it. Todoroki freezes all the organs that he needs to be frozen. He goes, stay alive! Christian grabs him, takes all that skin that was burnt off and puts it back on, shaping it onto him, going, we need Cementos! I'm kidding. They tie him up and then take him away. Moving on to their provisional hero licensing exams. Remember this. After the All for One arc, we're going to two heroes. Akalashio Tamashio no. What? I want a hug. My coffee in the microwave. Can you put the coffee down? But can you put it down now? Turn around. Go back. Why don't you do this with camera back guy? Oh, Kenji, that was so light! No, what? It's made of foam, Mom. It wasn't like... It was made out of foam. Why did you have a dentist appointment Monday? You do. I don't want to go. Oh, no! 3:30. I have to have a cat. I forget more cats now. That's not good, Christian. I know. But evil means. Here. Catch, Mom, catch! Hey, Mom, this text depends on your life. Mom! I'm gonna throw it at your coffee, you know. Oh, I'm gonna go now. Love you. Wait, can I have some soda? No soda. Yeah, there is. Sola. Did you have water yet today? Uh-huh. I did when you guys came. Brett. I did. Don't be drinking all the ginger ale. I only got this little bottle. But I barely even got any. And go throw that stuff in the garbage when you're done. All of it. Got it? Thank you. Hell, why do you put so much in it? Did you not get it anymore? Why is it yellow? Let's get back into this. So with their practical exam coming up, it's Christian and Mineta. I hate putting myself with Mineta, but I have to. And versus Midnight, because I want to do tribute to Midnight, because I actually did like Midnight as a character. It was jokesful, nice, has that temper of anime girl characters, and it's just a nice personality. Midnight was one of my favorite My Hero Academia characters. Also with President Mike, because President Mike is hilarious. But also, so it's Christian and Mineta versus Midnight. When it starts, Christian says, Christian and Mineta don't run to the exit. Christian says, Mineta, she has a quirk. Christian puts his hand to the ground. He says, time to cook everything here like an oven. And places black flames and sends a shockwave, which Mineta jumps so that he doesn't get hit by it, but that does alert Mineta. Midnight. Christian says, Mineta, go! They both jump to the left. But he says, idiot, you should have jumped to the right, then throws Mineta, saying, go! He says, shoot, I shouldn't have left that idiot alone. Then he sees Midnight do the thing that she did to Zero, but on Mineta. Christian says, God damn it, looks like it's a one-on-one. Me versus a pro. He's about to get solid burst. Christian says, so, you looked at smells to you looked at some weird gas. Well, how about you have some black smoke? Then blasts himself in the air with black flames. She tries to hit him with the whip, but then he smacks down a fire blast, incinerating the top of it. She goes, my precious whip! Christian creates a black flame and a flame control sword and goes, ah! Using it like a god. She tries to use her quirk, but he just ducks under it, sweeping her off her feet, then knocking her out with a neck chop. He says, that's a move that a pro would do. Christian would go, but then he's hit by Solid Burst. He's about to go to sleep, but then he goes, no! Then blasts fire, so then the Solid Burst goes away. Midnight says, this kid. Christian says, here's this for some extra measures! Fire blast! And smacks that crap down. And it lands right on top of her, defeating her. Then it goes, Also, he was carrying Mineta. And yeets Mineta in there. And goes, and it's all done. Aizawa says, well, since Mineta didn't go in it, I would say you both wouldn't pass. But, because of your smart strategies, you pass. He doesn't. Christian says, what were my strategies again? I don't remember. I fell asleep after I got to the exit because the Solid Burst somehow hit me. He says, well, basically, when you were running away, Solid Burst was about to hit you, but then you didn't go to sleep. You blast fire, so then the Solid Burst would go away, then you made it, but then some Solid Burst somehow hit you. And the black smoke was pretty smart. He says, not gonna lie, that was fun. And that and everyone else would go normal. Now moving on to the summer training camp. Christian would keep on training with his black flames, going, creating a new technique called Supernova, where he puts flames up here on a giant fireball appears on the tip of his finger, then he just moves his finger down and then collapse. But he realizes that's kind of a villain technique. So Christian decides to make something where he can control it. He creates a fireball and throws it, then he moves his fingers around to manipulate it. So then now he has a new technique. He can manipulate fireball. Then he heads out, and now it's time Christian will be training to learn how to wield black fire much better. Christian goes, ah! And he's learning how the only thing he really wants to increase is his fire punch. He creates the biggest fire punch ever and crushes a mountain and goes, ah! Absolutely turning that mountain to crumble. I'm kidding. He just puts a dent in it. He goes, punching a million times with fire punches into the wall. and it's into the cliff. He's doing tons of damage to the cliff until he finally lands a punch that destroys the entire thing. But sadly, Ito was on it. He goes, ah, and Ito falls off of it. Christian says, well, he's screwed, so I'm not gonna help. $5 minutes. Oh, what's up, Dominic? I have not talked to you in a while. Hi, yes, hello, Dominic. So, I have an idea for... Well, do you want to play Fortnite later on, if you can, since it's Friday? Maybe at, like, 5? You've probably already... Yes! Oh, yeah, Dominic, I have created a new What If We Were in Naruto. And this time, it's the Madara and Hashirama relationship, kind of. Because, you know, Uchiha Senju? You know that. We all know that. Anyone who watches Naruto or has played Storm 4, Road to Boruto, knows that. Madara and who knows who Madara and Hashirama are. If you don't, you haven't even watched past Season 3. Which is just... makes me want to throw my controller on the ground. But whatever, back to the thing. When the rock, there's a giant boulder falling on top of him, he goes, Jet Toban! And Jet burns that thing, destroying it. And I say I have to go to class, I'll watch later. Alright, bye, Dominic. So with that, Jet burn absolutely destroys the rock. He goes, with the power of friendship! Ah! And just absolutely destroys the rock. He keeps on training for the entire day going, ow, that actually hurt. I hit my face with my controller when I was trying to do Muda Muda Muda. So he basically jumps in the air going, punch! And he keeps on landing punches on the wall, taking out his anger on it because how weak his jet burn is. It's barely even destroying rocks. Christian decides to go help Shoto, going la da dee la la da do, na na da me, there's not a you, la da dee la la da do. When you were gone, I think of you. And then he's saying, hey Shoto, do you need some help with fire? He goes, I guess I could. Christian says, let me teach you some techniques about it. He goes, okay. Christian says, put fire in your hand. Shoto puts fire in his hand. He says, now cloak that around your fist. He does it and then says, now focus your fire to make it bigger. He goes, then he says, now say, Jet Toban! He says, I'm not using this technique. My dad made this and I'm not using it. Christian says, alright, flipper. I still use it because it's strong. When it's time on the third night, Christian creates fire to light up the sky, but he doesn't. But his fire's black, so it doesn't really do anything. So with him training, he absolutely obliterates the entire forest on fire. Christian is walking around, but then a crazy bitch with a knife comes out and rushes at him. He goes, oh, you scary AF! Dodging most of the hits. He goes, not gonna lie, you weird. You weird. Looking like Yachi from Haikyuu out here. Yachi doesn't even look bad, she's just kind of too formal. He's just dodging all these attacks going, ow, fuck! And bangs his elbow like I just did on a tree instead of a chair. He goes, ow, fuck. Then he gets cut in the arm. He goes, why, you little? She says, my cuts didn't even appear on his arm. Person says, that's because I'm already using fire punch, and launches Toga out of the sky into the stratosphere. And says, my arm, god damn it! Then jumps in the air going, going, "Saw, bring my fight for Saw." Then he meets up in the middle and says, "Jitobot!" punching the ground, what sends a giant shockwave, launching all the villains and heroes back. He goes, he says, "You're our target." Dobby says, "You're our target." The black fire-wielding brat. Christian says, "Jitobot!" and destroys Dobby with a punch. So the